God dang it, the Incredible Hulk. Why would you do that?
So he can probably fix your ring light. Hey,
Yeah, fix that for me, Justin.
Justin fixes everything except for cars. We gotta get at Mary for our cups.
Yeah, definitely need that.
Wait, that's all of it? Nigga,
Justin tore it down, huh?
Son.
He owe you another bottle.
He does, and I'll get it. Don't worry about it.
Are y'all ready?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Gotta go kill it. Alright, here we go, ladies. In 3,
He gonna do the hair.
2, 1.
All right, we are back. It's a new week. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. Okay. So but before we hop into our new episode, girl, let's talk about blue mics. You ever heard of blue mics?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
Okay. Well, Blue is here to help creators of all kinds find and raise their voices by making the coolest microphones and headphones on the planet, okay? So here at Boot Crew Media, we use Blue mics on every episode to bring you the professional sound you're hearing right now. So if you want to learn more about Blue mics, make sure you check out their website, bluemic.com. Y'all like that? That was cute. So with this week, while we are using our Blue mics, we are talking about letting go. Letting go. Lord, how do you feel about letting go? Oh.
Don't become the bag lady or the bag man. Let it go. As Erica Badu said, let it go, let it go, okay?
Yes. But in all transparency, I feel like this is something people probably already know, but just to say it, out loud for people, I don't get attached to things pretty easily. Like, it really takes a lot for me to just really like get attached to people or like let them in for real. So when I do, it's hard for me to like let go because I feel like I've just invested all this time. I've given myself, I've allowed these walls to come down. So it takes everything in me to let something go. And this is why I choose not to really get attached to too many people. And as mean as people like to think that I am, I'm very sensitive.
You're just protective about your space.
I am. I'm very protective, girl, but I'm really sensitive. And I'm still healing from like my own issues, especially like abandonment issues and stuff like that. So that definitely plays a big, huge role in me learning how to let go. But through my journey, I had to figure out how to let go of the pain, how to let go of guilt, shame, anger, all of that. And it's like I'm still learning how to properly do it, but I know now that releasing that negative energy, all those feelings that are connected to like people, places, things, whatever like that, I simply have to just stop, let that shit go, and not give a fuck about any of that anymore, because it's going to stop me from growing. It's going to stunt my growth. It's going to stop my blessings, actually. Just holding on to all that negative energy, girl. I gotta let it go.
We all do have things to we have things we need to let go, to be honest, because how do we expect to thrive and to grow and to be and live in all our being if we don't let things go? Mm-hmm. There are some things that we do need to let go. Sometimes we know when we need to let people, places, things go. Other times we tend to hold on to things too long. And sometimes when we hold on to things too long, it can actually like physically manifest in our body, the way we feel like physically.
Right.
Like you can get a cold sore, your feet start hurting. We hold a lot of tension and a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. We pack on a lot of stuff over time.
Exactly. You think it's arthritis or something? It's really
you're just holding on to a bunch of shit that you need to let go. And one thing that I learned with doing yoga is we hold a lot of things in our feet. That comes with like reflexology study also. We hold, there's a lot of aside from tendons and all that in our feet, nerves, we also have parts of our feet on the soles of our feet that are connected to different parts of our body, different systems like your lymph nodes, your kidney, your liver, so on and so forth.
Right.
And so a lot of times in yoga, we don't spend a lot of time on our feet while we're on the mat. If anything, our teacher is trying to get us to release and let go every class.
Right.
And stop holding on to so much. And like I said before, holding on to things can hinder us physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And it's like, how do you expect to get anywhere when you're holding on to so much? Don't be a bag lady or a bag man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, wherever you get your music from.
And listen to Erica.
Listen to us and listen to Erica Badu, okay? She has a song called Bag Lady, and she talks about Bag Lady. It's kind of like a double entendre, really, because the lyrics can mean so many other things other than, you know, letting a harmful relationship go or letting a situation go or whatever. It can mean so many other things that you need to let go. Things from your past that happened to you that you need to let go.
Right.
Let all that shit go, y'all. Okay?
And it's like knowing how to let something go it's difficult because, you know, when you get attached to something or you're used to something, you get in a comfortable space and you want to just sit there. You want to stay in it no matter how much it might hurt.
As my mama would say, you want to sit and stew in it.
Exactly. You want to be there, but you need to be able to acknowledge when something is not right for you. You need to know the difference between something helping you grow, like you're going through growing pains, or something is actually destroying you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know the difference, and you need to be able to acknowledge that, and then that's the only way you can start the process of healing and just letting all that shit go. Mm-hmm. And it's like, for me, growing up, it took a while for me to figure it out, but I had to pinpoint the problem. I had to figure out like what exactly was making me feel a certain type of way, or what was triggering,
or maybe what was messing with your behavior. Because with my job, you know, you see children or you see people in general that may be dealing with external issues that are out of their control, and then their behavior reflects the changes. And then it's like you got to figure out, especially in my profession, I hate talking about it, but I've learned a lot. It's been a long decade, this year especially. But, you know, a lot of time kids, or people in general, they react to deflect.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you have to, if you're truly there for people or in that space and consistently in that space with people, you have to know, even if they won't say nothing, you still have to ask, like, hey, this is not how you normally are.
Right.
What's going on?
Yep.
Now you can tell me the judgment, you know, I don't have no judgment. It goes no further than me and you, so on and so forth.
But then sometimes it's like people don't really want to talk about it,
mm-hmm.
or they don't really want to let someone in, which is understandable, but you really can't deal with everything by yourself. You know, I had to learn the hard way. Like, I can't do everything by myself. I'm not Superwoman. I'm not Mother Teresa. Like, I'm not Gandhi. I can't do it all by myself, okay? And I had to learn how to let people in, and I had to learn how to be just transparent. And like,
mm-hmm.
I've been on this whole vulnerability journey for like the past 3 years. Like, when I say being vulnerable is hard as hell, I'd rather just punch people in their face. Like,
Okay, Justin.
I really do. I would. It's just easier. That way
That's why y'all get along when y'all be in the same space, because y'all just alike. Like, he'd rather punch people in the face or throw them through the wall or kick them in their chest and knock the air out of them instead of talk to them and be nice. Y'all are getting better, the both of you.
Baby, don't come over here reading me like that. I get my friend know you were not.
Sorry, Justin, I just told your business.
But like, aside from doing that, I knew that wasn't right. Like, I knew I couldn't always snap on people. I knew I just couldn't have an attitude about everything. So I had to learn how to have my personal sessions, and in doing that, I did like a lot of journaling. I I did praying. I talked to other people, like talk to friends, talk to family, in order for me to like really understand like what the hell am I feeling, what am I going through right now. And then once I got past that, I was able to emotionally remove myself from certain situations. So like if it was a dude that I really liked and he hurt my feelings, but I just didn't know how to let go at the time, I didn't know how to not feel pain from that situation anymore. I had to go through my whole process of doing whatever I needed to do, like really,
as we discussed in the toxic episode.
Exactly. Okay, like I had to really go through it all, and I had to, you know, do some self-evaluating, some reflection, and really come to terms with where I play a role in it and what they did, and then why it's hurting me like this. And so once I figured that out, I was able to, you know, remove the emotion part behind it and actually just, you know, be like, you know what, you really ain't shit. So let's keep it moving. Like it is what it is.
Right.
And so how else I'll do that? Like I erase numbers. I would erase text threads. But y'all don't be like me. I'm pretty sure there are tons of people out there like me, but when you erase these numbers and text threads, you shouldn't go back and like talk to them again, like or if they
don't be a dumbass and actually memorize the number.
Like yeah, like if that person were to text you back, and I know you remember what the number looked like, you might not know the number by heart, but when you see that number pop up, you like, I know exactly who that is. Leave it alone, y'all. Like you gotta run away from it. Don't restart the conversation because you're going to get yourself back in another cycle. Don't be like me. Please don't be like me. And there are some people that they can just block people from their phones or just block people out there.
Like, motherfucker, if you could do that. I can't do that.
I don't. You know what? It's very much an ego thing for me. Like, I can block someone, but I feel better when I don't block someone and then they still try to reach out to me and then I don't answer them. Like I get more satisfaction out of looking like, haha, bitch, you did hit me up, but I'm not gonna talk to you. How about that? Like
I'll admit I've gotten better with that. With like with letting go, especially if it's a person I probably shouldn't be fucking with in the first place. Like yeah, I've gotten better with either A, not responding, or being dry when I respond. Like being bam.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm
or just looking at the message and say it said like on Instagram, it says seen. Yeah, I saw it. I
love leaving a person on read. I love that.
I enjoy that very much. So I do.
I get such satisfaction out of that. But you know, like those type of things, they help you in the long run. Whatever fits you best. It's going to help out in the long run. Like, it's going to make it easier for you to learn how to deal with things. It's going to make it easier for you to let certain things go and be able to identify when something is not right for you, you know? And for me, it's like, I never want to run into someone later on in life and then I still have these emotions that come up, like they still can make me mad. Like that's why I have to let go. Because if you can still make me mad, like you can make me feel some type of emotion, that lets me know I have not let go of what the hell is going on. Like I can run into you 2 years from now and still won't punch you in your face. That's a problem. That's a problem for me.
Why am I never around when these situations happen? Because
that's my past life.
I can't even lie. The messy side of me wouldn't stop you. Especially if I know what they did.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, bitch, go get them.
Like for real. So that's how I know, because I easily get mad like on the inside and it's hard for me to show it on the outside. But like I said last time, I give people warnings. Usually I give out warnings. But on the inside, I feel like a whole
volcano.
I feel like the Avatar, the firebender, which like I want to just throw fucking fireballs at people. But you know, I'm in a better space now, and I'm learning how to control it. And I feel like once I can really let the person go, I finally have like, you know, I'm calm about it. Like if I see you out in the street, I probably either won't speak to you or I'll be like, hey, what's up, and keep it pushing. Like that's all I gotta do. I will never give these hoes my power. I will never.
That's a lie. That's a word right there. I will never give these hoes my power.
Hello.
Oh yeah. For me, it really takes some self-evaluation. I have to ask myself sometimes, how do you feel when you're around certain people, or how do you feel when a certain situation happens?
That's a major key.
Especially if it's a repeat of the same situation over and over with the same person. That's when you probably need to start cutting ties with people, like letting go. And it's like when it's a repeat of a situation, that's when you have to ask yourself first.
What the fuck?
Like, what lesson are you really learning from keep doing this over and over and over?
Please let me interject. Like, I had a situation where I was messing with this guy, and we were messing with each other for almost 5 years. Mom, like, we knew it wasn't going to be a real thing, but it was like we just kept going in the same cycle. And we was both dumb as hell. We was. Like, that was in my, girl, that's the early 20s.
I was about to say, that had to be like your early
Yeah,
20s,
that was late teens, early 20s. When I tell you, we was going through the same crazy ass cycle over and over. And I'm like, girl, you gotta stop. Like, when are you gonna learn a lesson? When are you just gonna let it go? The dick ain't even all that great. But shit, you gotta let it go. It was consistent dick. You know, when you have consistent.
You know when you're young and stupid.
Yes, young, stupid, and have consistency, bitch. I was just young, dumb, and full of cum. Not
Oh
really,
yeah. Oh yeah.
but young, dumb.
Bitch, I hate you.
But yeah, go back, girl. Don't
See,
just like-
that's where you started with yourself first. You did some internal work and was like, bitch, why you keep doing this? I pep talk myself like that a lot of times when I know, like, if I need to, do some things differently or let something go. I'd be like, why are you doing this? Like, perfect example. An ex of mine would always like send, you know how men, sometimes men are stupid. And they send you them, not all y'all, but most of y'all. They send them googly eyes emojis.
Girl, I hate when they do
It's like, bitch, what do you want? So this one ex of mine would always send these emoji, the googly eye emoji, I call it. Or like I would post a video or something, whatever, like my hair grew or something, and he'd be like sending a little heart eye emoji. Like, what the fuck do you want?
That reminds me of a meme that I seen on Instagram. And it said, when I post a picture, don't come in my DMs because you been knew I was pressure. That's facts. Because they love when you post a good looking picture.
A good thirst trap.
Anything, here they come. Hey, big head.
I'll send them fucking googly eyes.
Send them fucking eyes like, bitch, you knew who I was before all of this. Don't act like you ain't fuck over me.
Look, I just dipped off in a cut with you. But you knew who I was.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Don't play with me.
So in that situation, and I know this is when I knew it was meant to stop fucking with that person completely, was he would send me a DM, and this fool would send it from his business page. You're not asleep. If you listen to this episode, you know who you are. You ain't asleep. He would send it from his business page. And I think he had a girlfriend at the time, and so maybe she wouldn't, because she probably go through his phone, probably.
Right.
I wouldn't doubt it. And like every time I would see his business profile or his personal profile, my stomach would hurt. Like I get gas. And I think I asked this one morning on Twitter because he messaged me one morning with them fucking googly eyes again. I had posted a thirst trap with my hair growing and stuff. And he sent me the googly eyes, and immediately that morning I was like, "Oh my God, what is wrong?" And I had to go, like, yeah. And then I asked a question on Twitter to my followers. I was like, "Yo, if you get the BGs and somebody, like, you see something from somebody you probably shouldn't be fucking with, is that a sign that you probably shouldn't even be talking to them or trying to be next to them?" Yeah, that's when I knew. Like I said in the beginning, in the intro, your body will let you know you're not supposed to be fucking around with somebody or not supposed to be communicating with them.
Yeah.
Every time he DM me, my stomach bubbles.
Yeah, you had to You literally had to let that go.
That's why,
you had to let that shit go.
I didn't block him because my Instagram is public, so you gonna get all of this here.
You gonna get all my blessings. I ain't gonna
go
block
on.
you from seeing my blessings.
Go on so you can see Justin trying to get a rose out of my dress. Go on. But anyway, like, go look at all of that and yeah, leave me alone. Don't send me no more DMs. And it's not just that person specifically, but a lot of different other situations. Like my body would just react physically to it. Like, you know, I get a headache for whatever situation it was, and I'd be like, bitch, look.
And that's just like when people are always asking for signs as to when they should let someone go, or like if they need a confirmation for something, or whatever the case may be. You have to pay attention to all of you. Like, you really have to know your body, because your body, the angels, the spirits, they're going to tell you what you need to know, but you just have to be willing to listen.
Another story from TD John. Back in undergrad, in my early 20s, I was dating this guy. We thought we was gonna get married. We had been together for like maybe a few years, and he had graduated from college before I did. And so he moved in my apartment with me, which was fine, because that was the plan we had discussed before we, you know, when we decided, okay, this is what we doing, when we commit a relationship, this is the goal right here. He moved in with me, and I hate to even tell this man business, but I'm gonna tell it.
You keep out giving these people tea away. Go ahead, girl.
They don't know. Me and his mom is still cool. But he moved in with me. And then he didn't have no job right after graduation. This was like back in 2008 when the housing bubble burst, and then we was going through the Great Recession and all that.
Right.
So he didn't have a job. I was like, okay, cool, you can stay. We're gonna live together. You know, you're gonna get a job. You know me. I always hyping you up. You're gonna be all right.
Right.
He never was all right. So then I was in class one day. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I hate this, dog. And at the time, I was working an overnight job while I was in school. So I would work from like late at night to early in the morning. I have to be at class for like 8 o'clock. So one morning I came home from work. I parked in front of my apartment building, and I sat in the car. And I remember I texted my mom. I said, Mom, what happens when you know you should break up with somebody? What happened? She was like, what are you talking about? I said, Mom, I cannot go in my house right now. She was like, why? And she was like, you and so-and-so having problems? I said, Mom, like, he doesn't do anything. Yeah. Like, he play video games all night. He might be trying to find a job, girl. I don't know. I'd be at class or at work or sleep. I don't know. So then, like, what would happen was I would come home from work in the mornings, and I would either A, get a headache, B, feel like I have to puke, or C, a whole manner of things would happen to my body while I'm sitting in the car. And I would literally have to sit in the car, be late for class and everything.
You gotta pray about it, girl.
Yeah, and take a deep breath before I go in the house, because I'd be like, God, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to walk into. Let me just get my stuff together. But that was in my early 20s. That was when I was stupid and thought love was enough.
Right, yeah.
Love is not enough to pay my bills, bitch. Okay?
It's not, and girl, so...
And I gotta cut you off. I gotta let you go. And then the story he told was that it was my fault and that I still wanted to party and all this bullshit. No, bitch. You wasn't moving fast enough, and I could not continue to do this.
It felt like you were by yourself.
I was sacrificing my space for our relationship, not really, again, being young and stupid. 20, 21, 22, being young in love, stupid.
Right.
He was a good dude, don't get me wrong.
But he just wasn't doing his part. He wasn't holding up.
No, he wasn't holding his end of the bargain. And it's like, it was starting to take effect on me. And I was just like, I have to stop this shit. You know that boy moved out and took my fucking cold drinks and my snack cakes and my DVDs. You could tell I hadn't let that go completely, y'all, because I still remember that. And that's been over a decade ago.
Now that's just petty of him.
Very petty. You took my fucking cold drinks and my little Swiss rolls.
Girl.
And my ATL DVD.
That's funny. Wait. Because that reminds me of when my ex left. Okay, so, I mean, he packed up all his stuff and left. He had his PlayStation, and he took the TV to go with his PlayStation. And I was like, bitch, what I'm supposed to watch? You about to go to a whole house with a TV? You gonna leave me without the TV?
And y'all think women be petty when y'all break up. Listen to these men, y'all.
Girl, I said, that's petty as hell. You ain't had nothing
like, bitch,
else.
you really took the TV, but you got a TV where you about to go?
Bitch, you
Dumbass.
But you know what? It's alright, because I still got everything else. All you had was a PlayStation. How about that? Anyway.
What if it's hard to let go? Be like, we just discussed. We still remember those stories.
I mean, I feel like this is a different type of hard at this point because it's not an emotional thing. It's just the principle of it at this point. Like,
that's true.
It's just the principle of the thing. You didn't have to be that petty. Like, but you're not about to
Bitch, you didn't have to take my box of Swiss rolls.
You didn't have to do that. What you was going to do with it?
Well,
not you. I'm talking about the person.
Him? Or like you didn't have to steal my fucking ATL DVD, or you didn't have to steal none of the other DVDs. Even if you did buy them, bitch, them was a gift.
That's how I feel. I feel like you can't be no Indian giver. Don't give me stuff and then take it back.
Just because you mad. Like, no, absolutely not.
No, but I do feel like letting go is going to always be hard. It just really depends on the situation. It depends on. For me, it's like it depends on how deep the wound or the connection is with someone. So if I feel like I've given my soul, my everything to you, it's gonna be hard as fuck.
It's gonna cut deep.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a friend, a family member, a love. Like, it's gonna be hard for me to let go. But I know it has to be done. And then it's like you can try to not acknowledge the pain about it. Like, you could be, you have to let go of something, but you kind of kick it to the side. Like, you kind of sweep it under the rug of actually how you feel. But it's going to come back up. Eventually it's going to come back up and you're going to be forced to deal with it. So it's better off to deal with it on your own terms than to have the universe, God, shove that shit down your throat. Mm-hmm. And then you got to choke on it. You just got to deal with it. Mm-hmm. And it's going to bite you in the ass. Like, you just have to deal with it all. You can never hold on to any type of emotions about someone without actually dealing with it. Right. It will never just go away because it might seem like it's going now, but if you were to run back into that person and you start mixing on them, I'm sorry I don't know why I keep giving references of fighting, but but I'm just saying in general, like, you feel some type of way, you just want to do something petty or whatever the case may be, that's that emotion coming back. So that means you haven't dealt with any of it.
That means you haven't let it go either.
Exactly. And I know this from experience because I used to be that person that would just hold on to all the emotions. I would just hold on to whatever I was feeling, all of the hurt, all of the pain. And then later on, I would explode and people look at me like I'm crazy because I didn't explode it on them and it had nothing to do with them. Right. So like now I know I need to speak on things when it happens. I need to deal with things when it happens in that moment and just trust that my instinct will let me know what direction to go in, and I'll be able to just let go of anything that doesn't serve me anymore. Like, if it don't benefit, you don't need it. Right. And that does sound kind of like selfish, but I feel like everybody, we get into relationships or connections with people and it's supposed to benefit us for the long run. Like, it's supposed to help us.
And a lot of times it don't.
It's supposed to help build us. It's supposed to help us learn and grow. But we sometimes get into situations or think we have to stay in situations because we already have history when really that season has already passed. So you need to let go. Right. It's gonna stunt your growth. Like, eventually you're just gonna die off. And if you don't let go of the thing that's, causing mold, or like you don't let go of that bad juju, that bad whatever, you will always die off and then wonder why you ain't getting no blessings no more. Wondering why, shit's not happening for you the way that it used to happen. Right. You gotta let it go, sis. Gotta let it go.
Now, old me, pre-therapy, would say, suck it up, buttercup. and I would do
Say it one more time.
Suck it up, buttercup. And I would, like Solange say on Cranes in the Sky. Like, I tried to fuck it away, drink it away, smoke it away, work it away.
And I mean, sometimes that's fun, but it's not going.
But it doesn't fix the problem, the underlying problem. Post therapy says take it one day at a time. Feel all the things you need to feel, but don't wallow in it. Wallowing in shit doesn't you no good. It actually makes things worse to let go. Like, it makes it so much harder than what it has to be. You can journal about how to let something or someone or something go. You can journal about how the situation or that person makes you feel. And, your burden will be lighter. You just have to find a healthy way to get rid of it. Sometimes you just need time to just let shit just be.
Right.
You just have
and it's okay. And it's okay to.
And it's okay not to immediately deal with it.
If it takes you I feel for me, I don't like to wallow in hurt or be sad for too long because that just doesn't do good for my spirit. But I know I have to at least allow the emotion to go through, and people don't allow that to happen. And
they
sometimes
move on to the next thing prematurely without dealing with
what they what they just got out of. And now you're dumping all your shit onto somebody else, and then you're hurting this person because you still never healed from the hurt that the last person
like did. People that are like serial relationship people fit that model completely. Like, they be like, oh, I just broke up with this person because this person didn't do XYZ. But then they have literally a small window by themselves and they realize, oh, I hate this shit. And then they go and talk to somebody else, jump in a relationship with somebody else. But then it's like, okay, you just doing that to cover up, to keep, basically that, and to keep covering up the inconsistencies in either yourself or the past relationships.
Right.
Like, what are you doing differently in this relationship that you weren't doing in the last one, however short a time that was ago?
Right.
And like you say, you have to deal with yourself. Like we talked about in the intro episode our first episode.
Yeah, you have
During
to.
quarantine, a lot of people were forced to deal with themselves. It's not just your ego. You got to deal with yourself.
And that's the only way you'll know what's good for you and what's not good for you.
Right.
Like, that's the only way you can seriously go through your own luggage. Like, go through your luggage, your personal luggage, figure out what's in there, what's holding it, making it weigh a little bit too much because you can't get on a flight if your bag's too heavy.
Right.
You gotta pull some of that shit out. All that shit that doesn't serve you anymore, pull it out. You gotta take it out. And like in the song with Erica, having all of that shit, it makes your journey so much harder and it makes it longer. Like it makes it so drawn out when if you would have just let that particular thing, vice, person, whatever go, you'll be light years ahead. You will be exactly where you need to be if you just let that shit go.
Because when you start letting shit go, you making room for all the good shit to be added to you.
Yes, and you could just run freely. Like, you could do any and everything that you want.
You don't have nothing holding you down.
Exactly. That's why it's necessary. Like, letting go is definitely necessary. But it's so hard.
Right.
And I'm not going to say, like, you can't just write the shit down and it's going to be over with. Or you can't just, take a shot. Like, you can kind of numb it for a little bit, but
it'll eventually come back.
Right. You got to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Girl.
And it's like like we say, you just have to let the shit go. If it's harder than you thought it was to talk to somebody about it. As we've said on past episodes, take your ass to therapy because you may need an outside person with an unbiased opinion about you that don't know shit about you, don't know shit about what's triggering you. You may need that. Go to therapy, okay?
Right.
We got resources on our website in the RPMB corner. Go check them out.
Yes.
I'm not saying that therapy is the magic wand because it's not, but you got to do the work also outside of your therapy sessions or outside of whatever else you got going on that helps you. You can't just keep holding it in. It literally wears on you It wears on your body physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Let
And
all
I'ma
that
say
shit
it
go.
again. If you don't let it go, I promise you're gonna miss out on your blessings. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna miss out on every blessing. Cause I've seen it happen. It's happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta let the shit go. Please let it go. Let it go.
One more last story. No. T Dom, like we said, we have personal experience in this. We don't judge people because we've been there, we done that. I ended a relationship with somebody that I knew wasn't good for me. It was fucking with my mental health. I ended the relationship with him. Soon as I dropped him and got the fuck away from him, everything literally started to flourish. Like, literally, we broke up like the end of the year. January, everything good started happening.
Yep.
I promise you, if it's meant to be let go and it's fucking with your brain, your mental or your spiritual, let that shit go. Don't carry that shit. Like, we about to come up on the end of the year right now. If you got some shit you know you need to let go from this year, period,
Please let it go.
let that shit go before December the 31st. Get rid of that shit asexually, okay?
Get rid of it now, girl.
You can even tell us. We ain't gonna tell nobody. I promise.
Girl, just please get rid of it. And with that, I feel like we can, just close it out. At the end of the day, letting go is not going to be easy, but it is necessary for your personal journey. You need it. And like T Dime said, like, if you need somebody to talk to, please hit us up. You can always find us on Twitter at RPB_podcast, on Instagram at Rum Punch and Beignets Podcast, or you can go to our website at rpnbpodcast.com, or even shoot us an email, girl. You can catch us all over the place. Email rpnbpodcast@gmail.com. Like, you can catch us wherever you need to. We are here. We're open. We're ready to share. We're not judgmental people. I will kind of judge. I'm gonna just let you know when you're doing something fucked up ass shit. But I give real tough, authentic love, the love that you need, the love your mom and your Paul should have gave you in the first place. But
the love a TD should give you.
But yes, like, we just want to hear from y'all. Let us know how y'all feel about anything. Let us know what y'all having problems with letting go. Other than that,
follow us on our personal Twitter too. Like, Nika D Great on Twitter.
And ooh, girl, what is mine?
Brittany
Twitter is
TDB, I think.
Yeah, call me TDB.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm terrible with my Once I make the name, I just forget about it. And on Instagram,
same thing. No, it's Brittany E. See that? That's
see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on Instagram it's Brittany Eve it's Brittany __ Eve. Boom. Twitter is call me TDB.
We mostly on Twitter most of the time. So yeah, y'all could like DM us or like tweet at us and we'll tweet you back. I promise.
Please. But yes, enjoy the rest of your week. Make sure you catch us every week, Wednesday, for the midweek jokes. You heard me? Thank you again for being here. And that's it.
That's it. Peace.
I choked on my own spit.
I was listening to like,
Oh shit, I gotta stop.